Next up, at UFC 302, we have the main event of the evening. We have Dustin Poirier trying to win an official world championship before he retires, and he's taking on Islam Makhachev. This is not an easy fight for Dustin, but it's not an easy fight for Islam either. We just watched Dustin Poirier get slapped around for 5 minutes just to come back out and win that fight with a nasty right hook. We got Islam Makhachev 25-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He is riding a 13-fight win streak, taking on Dustin the Diamond Poirier, 30-8 in his career. He is 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. We know who Islam is by now. He's basically Khabib, and I'm going to say Khabib 2.0, maybe 1.5. He's better than Khabib. He's got better striking.
The good comparison that Bilal made, I think it was Bilal, said that Khabib is like Michael Jordan and Islam is like LeBron. And we all know that LeBron is much better than Michael Jordan. So
he's the next evolution. Yeah, and actually, how many times did Khabib defend the title? Islam might have already passed him with title defenses, right? Didn't Khabib not defend really? Yeah.
Connor, Dustin, and Justin, right? Is that the only 3?
I think so. It wasn't that many, considering he's universally known as the most dominant fighter of all time. But Islam Makhachev is Khabib. He's got the Khabib wrestling, but he also has very good clean striking. We saw that in both the Alexander Volkanovski fights. Obviously, the first fight was much closer. He did get officially dropped in that fight, which wasn't a great look. But he gutted through it. He had some success as well. And then obviously in the second fight, he finished him on the feet. Nasty wrestler, improving striking, dangerous grappling. He ran through Charles Oliveira. That fight wasn't even close. And Charles is, as most people think, and officially one of the most dangerous guys in the division. Taking on Dustin Poirier. As we all know, Dustin is a dog. He's not a quitter. He's not a pussy. This guy is a dog. He just got the shit kicked out of him for 5 minutes. And he wasn't beat up in the face, but he was getting pushed around, tossed around, slapped around a little bit just to come out in the second round and blast Benoit Saint-Denis to win that fight. That is what earned him this title shot. Because if you zoom out, well, he was knocked out cold before that with a head kick. Maybe he didn't deserve the title shot, but he earned this title shot from an entire career's worth of phenomenal performances. He has incredible hands. He's got nice leg kicks. He's got some of the cleanest, sharpest striking in the division, and he's insanely tough, and he's a fan favorite. Dustin Poirier is that guy, and I mentioned this in my Quick Picks video. If there is an MMA god, the way this fight would play out is Dustin Poirier would lose 4 3/4 rounds just to win by jumping guillotine at the end. That would be our, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje moment here. But I don't see that happening. I think Dustin might have a little bit of success on the feet and potentially early. And all that is going to do is force Islam to wrestle. Especially Khabib is back in Islam's corner. Khabib hasn't cornered him or coached him for a while. He is back in his corner. Do you see the size of that fly?
Why do you think he showed up again? You think they're a little nervous?
I think it was a tax issue, frankly. Khabib owes $3 million in taxes. So I think he's a couple of appearances
showed up because
these
guys are getting a little bit nervous about Dustin, huh? They want the full camp there. They want the full team.
Well, and Islam has made some questionable decisions in some fights and stuff like that. He's not as dominant as Khabib, but I do think he's more talented. But Khabib in his corner means he's just going to wrestle more. And that's how you're going to beat Dustin. Just take him down, beat him the exact same way you beat Charles Oliveira. That's how I see it going. Don't stand around. Don't let Dustin just be tough and be a dog and strike with you. I think Islam wins. I think it's a very straightforward win. I love Dustin Poirier, but I think this is a very, very straightforward win for Islam. The minus 700 odds are wild. He was minus 500. He started at 600. He went down to minus 500. And now he's skyrocketing back up. Islam's going to be the pick, and I'll be rooting for Dustin, but not, the odds make sense to me.
Diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Lock of the week video will be out hopefully tomorrow. But let's talk about this main event first. Listen, this is, to me, I understand I definitely get the love for Dustin, people that are putting, sprinkle here, sprinkle there on Dustin. I mean, you see Dustin, a tough son of a bitch, at plus 400, plus 500. It's hard. It's hard not to bet that. And I will be rooting for Dustin. I'm not the biggest Dustin fan in the world, to be straight up and honest with you, but I'll be rooting for Dustin. I think most of the world is going to be rooting for the upset, for Dustin to win that fight. I actually like Islam a lot. I've talked about this time and time again. I bring it up every time that he fights. If you guys want to watch some really funny content, watch the early AKA vlogs with DC and Khabib, and Islam was there. And that was when Khabib barely knew any English, and Islam knew like no English, but Islam is like a funny fucking dude. And I bring that up, and I've mentioned this before. Islam is very much like Khabib, but he's a little bit more wild. And Angelo touched on it as well. He does take a little bit more chances in fights, and I guarantee there is nothing that Islam wants more. Just like he knocked out Volkanovski, if he could knock out Dustin Poirier, he would fucking love that. And as much as I want to root for Dustin, I am going to root for Dustin, it's going to be a little bit of a Hail Mary situation, right? Maybe the guillotine, or maybe he's able to find a shot. We've seen Islam get knocked out before, right? I mean, it's not
by nobody,
like
essentially.
It's not like it hasn't ever happened. Oh, my God. Luka just got an and one foul. They were down 6, and now they can cut it to 2 with 13 seconds go. He hit a 3. I almost went crazy on that. But it's a little bit of a Hail Mary situation for Dustin, but I think Islam's going to give him an opportunity. I really believe that Islam is going to want to stand with this guy until he can't, until he feels a little bit too uncomfortable. Then he shoots that takedown. Islam's a little bit of a wild dude. He's a little bit more outgoing. He's a little bit more confident. He says that he wants to knock out Dustin Poirier. I think there's going to be more opportunities here for Dustin than people think, but it's Islam. I think even Volkanovski, when he hurt Islam, you saw him land a shot. He was still able to withstand that, get the takedowns, get the control, at least get on the hips and stuff like that. So, I'll be rooting for Dustin. It's probably a little bit of a Hail Mary, but, I got to go Islam here. Dustin's just way too easy to take down, and he's tough, and he's got some decent scrambles and stuff like that, but, Islam just got so much fucking control, and he's dynamic in the striking as well. He's proven that as well, so
sure.
I got to go Dustin, or I got... Ooh, a little Freudian slip there. Huh? I got to go Islam here. I'll be rooting for Dustin, but Islam's the play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty squarely on the Islam side. I have been for a few weeks. If you guys are subscribers and you've been here for a little while, then you saw I put out a full card breakdown 2 weeks ago. Every Sunday, there's always a breakdown from me, even if it's early, and I was very squarely on the Islam side there, and he was minus 500 then. This has obviously ballooned up. I do like Dustin. I'm not going to say he's overrated because people will come for my head, but I think people equate skills to toughness sometimes because he wasn't defending Benoit Saint-Denis' takedowns. Benoit Saint-Denis was pushing him around, doing whatever he wanted to, basically.
BSD had staff and gassed. He was on
exactly.
antibiotics. Yeah.
No, but that's my point. Like, in that first round, he did whatever he wanted to. And Benoit Saint-Denis isn't the wrestler that Islam is. So it's just an easy comparison to make. Too? This is the debut of them. Islam said he's worried about him, right? What is the deal with them? They're not like what did they change?
The way I've heard people explain them, fighters explain them, is that the previous gloves, which I've got them right behind me there, it was hard to make a fist. So a lot of times, and Dustin talked about this too, talk about the old gloves, is when you're constantly making a fist you're trying to punch people, you would get crazy forearm pumps because they were harder to fucking close. And these gloves are much easier to close and harder. You have to press to open. So it's supposed to help with eye pokes a little bit. Islam said, he said something weird about it, but I think most of the fighters like it because fighters were talking about you literally get crazy forearm pumps because you had to force your fist closed. And these, they're a lot softer. And I guess they're actually I think Connor said that the 3-ounce gloves, that they are lighter, and they're actually might even be a full ounce lighter.
Really?
But the gold, I think the gold could look corny.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see what it looks like because they do have the color coding for title fights, regular fights, and then even contender series.
More cuts. Yeah, he said they're stiffer, so they'll cut more. Is what Islam said, which I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'll never forget Randy Couture lost his belt because the seam on the side of the glove
slid
his eyeball. Yeah. and that the seam slit his eyeball. It was disgusting.
Yeah, they
got
rid of the seams.
Jacob and I are squarely on the Islam side. Obviously, if you're on the Dustin side, bet the shit out of him. These odds are the odds
shorts?
Are crazy. Yeah, he got the Hawaiian shorts.
Thank you, Amberly, for the reminder there.
Yeah, floral. Yeah, I said Hawaiian. They're not really Hawaiian. Well, that is funny that's what he got.
They look better than Max's, I think.
I agree, but why he should have like what's Louisiana, like alligator swamp?
He lives
I don't
in
know.
South Florida, man.
I get it. I don't know. It seemed they're awesome shorts. They look sweet, but they don't. Yeah, those are sweet shorts. Like that's a sick bathing suit, honestly. But it's not. What about that says Dustin Poirier? Nothing.
He's the boss man.
It should be hot sauce. Honestly, I would have argued for hot sauce if I were him. Either way, I would have changed my nickname to Hot Sauce Poirier. I would have selling the shit out of that hot sauce. It's actually, I didn't like it. He's got a bunch now, but the regular one was a little garlicky. Either way, $9,500. Islam Makhachev. He will be in my lineup. If you're on the Dustin Poirier side, $6,700 is a steal. Plus 500 is the opportunity of a lifetime. And this might tighten. It may have like widened and then it'll come back and tighten up a little bit. But are you going to have Dustin in your lineup? I know you picked Islam, but do you think there's any value in such a tough guy in a 5-round fight at such a low price point?
Probably a Hail Mary. Looks like the Mavs lost.
Ooh, all right. Well, there goes that sweep. Well, if you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 a month. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. And I want to thank you again by sending you $50. Just go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use the link. Sign up with any one of our partners, and we send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. Use the link. We get paid. I slice off the money. You get paid. You can then use that money to become a premium member, unlock things like the line movement tracker, the detailed data metrics and analytics, the DraftKings optimizer preloaded with the best ownership projections in the game, and far more than just me and Baby J. You're going to get Artem and the Pick Doctor or Pick GPT as well. Any last words for the people?
Eu tenho uma batata, eu cortou, excuse me, a batata. Você cozinhou a batata. Você frita a batata. Eu e você come.
I ended it.